Many new brands struggle with overspending and unclear financial planning, just like mine when I first started. Pretty much the entire time that I've run my fashion brand over the last 6 years, I've invested my day job paycheck directly into the brand. In the beginning years, I wasn't properly tracking any of that budget, and I was seriously overspending. In retrospect, if I had implemented some of the budgeting strategies that I'm going to talk about today, I would have saved a lot of money and my brand would have gone a lot further, much faster. I'm going to break down 3 steps that I use to make sure that I don't overspend and keep all of my projects within a strict budget. The first step is I define my maximum budget for a project, and then I will work backwards from there. Instead of just hiring an art director here, hiring a photographer there, buying some samples here, placing in a bulk order there, that's when things get completely out of hand. But let's say I have a strict $5,000 budget for an upcoming clothing collection. Every expense, including the sampling, bulk production, marketing, content, photographers, etc., must fit within that $5,000 limit. I will not let myself go above that. Some of you might be thinking that this could put you in a little bit of a box. For example, you might only have a $4,000 budget and the creative director that you want to work with charges $3,000 up front. Maybe you don't work with that creative director for this project and you come back to it when it's financially responsible. Another example, I have a photo shoot coming up for my next capsule. I told the art director that I'm working with that I have a $5,000 budget maximum for the entire shoot. That accounts for the team, for the location, to book the studio, and for the deliverables like photos and videos. Maybe for the next capsule, I'll have a little bit of a bigger budget. That's usually how it goes with my projects. As I make more money, I invest more into the projects. So then maybe the next time I can approach that art director and say, hey, this time I have a $7,000 budget. Let's add a few extra hours to our workday, so we have more time to shoot. Or maybe we have an extra $2,000 to play around with to hire team members. These are just 2 examples of my core expenses, which brings me to step 2. Break down your budget by core expenses. I recommend following these 4. 1. Product development. This includes all the costs for materials, manufacturing, sampling, and revisions. Discuss with your manufacturer about minimum order quantity and cost per sampling so you can set realistic cost expectations for production. The second core expense, marketing/branding. This includes your website, photography, social media ads, and influencer partnerships. I see branding as a long-term investment. I'm willing to put more money up front to make sure that my branding is really solid, even if it's not going to result in a big return on investment right away. Spending $1,000 to upgrade your website is not going to get you $1,000 back immediately from sales. But by increasing the quality of your site, you are increasing the quality of the customer experience, which improves brand loyalty, and then increases the chances of a customer becoming a repeat customer, because that's really the ultimate goal here. We want to get someone coming back and buying each piece every time it drops. The third core expense is operations. This includes shipping, packaging, storage, and e-commerce fees. Getting all of your operations completely dialed is going to be very important for your cash flow. If the shipping is not set up right, you're going to piss customers off if it takes too long to get their order. This will have a direct impact on long-term sales and will make it less likely for someone to become a repeat purchaser. Same thing goes for packaging. Better packaging improves the customer experience. However, there is a bit of a sweet spot with packaging. You don't want to overspend on unnecessary packaging that are not beneficial to the customer's experience. There are a few really key pieces that I think improve the packaging that small brands can get for pretty cheap. I actually made a video about that on my YouTube channel. You can see that on the screen now. And then e-commerce fees are the other part of operations. So Shopify fees. Shopify has a monthly fee, plus I paid for a premium theme. Pietra does all of my fulfillment, warehousing, shipping, stuff like that. They have a monthly fee. There are paid Shopify plugins, etc. And the fourth core expense is unexpected costs or miscellaneous costs. There are always unexpected costs, sample mistakes, reorders and refunds, and hidden shipping fees or manufacturing fees. In order to combat this, I always allocate a buffer budget of 10 to 15% because there are few things that are more frustrating than getting hit with a surprise fee that ends up being hundreds of dollars that you weren't expecting. But how do you prioritize those core expenses? I prioritize based on return on investment or ROI. Not every dollar that you spend or invest into the brand is equal. I try to focus on high impact investments first. Here are some key areas that I consider high impact investments. 1, the quality of the product, because the quality of the product is what drives repeat purchases, improves brand loyalty, and helps scale a long-term business. Next, I prioritize professional branding, very polished website, very polished product photography and videos, to show the market that I'm ready to compete and enter the arena with premium brands. And then third, I prioritize marketing, so that way I get eyeballs on all of that professional branding and content. What good is the branding and content if no one sees it, right? So I'm talking about marketing that leads to direct conversions, mostly paid ads and influencer collaborations. Here's an example breakdown for a $10,000 budget. I would put 40% or about $4,000 into the product development. Once the products are done and they're high quality, I will then spend 30% of the budget into marketing and branding, or about $3,000. Once the products are high quality and I have the marketing and branding set, I then need to deal with operations. So this is fulfillment, shipping, warehousing, all that good stuff. I allocate 20% of the budget into this, or about $2,000. And then there's 10% left for unexpected costs, which comes out to $1,000, totaling $10,000. So that's the 3-step process for budgeting. After this, I make sure that all of my tracking and analytics are set up. I use software like Airtable and QuickBooks to set up profit and loss, and all of my accounting for taxes. If you'd like to see how I set up all my accounting and taxes and budget tracking in a future video, please leave a comment. If enough people are interested, I'll even share a sample budget template. If you found this video valuable or you enjoyed it in any way, please like and subscribe. It helps me out so much, and I'll see you in the next one.